am Stephanie Straw with Board Game Geek, and I have Matt Riddle and Ben Pinchback. What's your official name? Riddleback or
Depends.
Pinchiddle? Like
the
what is it?
Fleebles, Ridback games,
yeah.
I think it's both.
Either way.
Famed designers of games like Fleet, Monster
Eggs
Truck
and
Mayhem,
Empires.
Eggs and Empires.
Low blow.
Can't talk about that.
Morocco coming out soon.
Morocco.
Back to the Future.
I love Monster Truck Mayhem.
Yeah, the Goonies.
But now we are going to talk about Wasteland Express delivery service.
Yes. We are.
So tell us about this game. There's a lot going on in this game.
There is. So Wasteland Express Delivery Service is designed by myself and Ben, and also John Gilmore, who wasn't able to get on camera today. But hi, John.
Hey,
Thanks
John.
for helping out. And it's a post-apocalyptic trucking game. So it's, as you can see, just by looking at this awesome box, I mean, the raiders and factions have taken over. It's frankly all hell's broken loose, I guess you could say. And what we're doing is we are independent truckers, basically working for all the different factions to get weapons and water and food to all of the outposts. We're doing that because we make money. And because
Probably
we
a
also
lot of
wanna-
money.
Yeah,
Hazardous, dangerous.
Yeah.
it's super dangerous. There's raiders and there's enclaves full of bad guys that you gotta go fight. And you're doing all of this with your really sweet, awesome trucks that you can't really see because we don't have minis yet, but the best part, honestly, I mean, it's a really, really, really fun, good game. But Pandasaurus and IDW went, especially Pandasaurus, went all out on the art. So this is obviously, prototype components, of course, but the art for the tiles that you can see here in the cities, as well as not the layout of the player board, but the truck and the driver are all full-on real art, and it's super, like, just out there, and it's by really, it's tremendous.
Did Shell pay for this a little bit too?
We gotta get stuff on there.
So players are like mercenary truckers, basically, right? And the first thing you want to do is drive to one of the mod shops, most likely, and just mod the crap out of your truck. We're talking
so
missiles, gunners, extra holds for weapons or water or food. You can have sleeper cabs that give you extra riders, because you can have someone riding shotgun and shooting out your window or something like that. And other riders give you other bonuses, so you can put on sleeper cabs to have more of those. You can put trailers on the back to haul more stuff. You can get shields out in the front to block damage from the raiders that attack you in battles with the enclaves.
Yeah, like this right here. Put a bulldozer on there.
Absolutely. Exactly. There's also like a boss fight in one of the scenarios with this big molded figure that's going to come around and attack you and stuff. So obviously these trucks are clearly not our production trucks, but the raider trucks that go around and the player trucks are going to be custom molded for this game. And what they're going to be is the cubes aren't just wooden cubes, like wooded, like a water isn't just a white cube. It's a molded sculpt of, a water token. And same with the food and same with the weapons. And they're going to actually go into the trucks. Yes, and travel around the board. It's going to be phenomenal. So we got the custom, sculpts are going to look like the art, like you can see here on this truck, or you can see here on this truck. So they all have a different flavor, and the rider has a particular flavor, different powers for every player. Variable player powers. Everybody loves that.
Everybody loves variable player powers.
And also, it's a scenario. From the beginning, it's scenario driven. So we give you two options basically as you play Wasteland Express Delivery Service. So you can start out, you can work through 8 completely unique custom scenarios with different game end goals, different ways to collect the jobs and the missions you need to do to win. And there's also free play, so you can play it as many times as you want. Variable setup. You kind of just put the board together and go. You can ignore the story if you want.
Is that kind of like a capture the flag or kill them before they kill me thing? Or?
There's going to be a lot of scenarios you're familiar with. Like if you've done a lot of questing in video games and stuff, we took a little inspiration from our experience. Like one of the scenarios, a way you can get an objective point is with like an escort quest.
Yeah.
So like you got to get a special hold to get this special irradiated artifact, right? And then you go pick it up and you got to transport it somewhere else. And every time you move through a new space, you're going to get attacked by bad guys who are going to try to steal that artifact from you. So stuff like that. The people that play a lot of adventure games might be, very at home with a lot of these different quests.
Gather 10 lavender.
Yeah, exactly.
Go find 10
Yeah, my daughter was carried away by barbarians and I need 4 chickens. Yeah, not quite that bad, but other things like a dig quest, right? Like so, in the storyline, there's a reason that this special artifact is rumored to be found among the Wasteland. So there'll be a certain amount of chits that come out. So you go buy and outfit your truck truck with a special shovel that's going to let you go around and dig and try to find these artifacts. So there's always going to be a component of doing the pick up and deliver for money or the pillage and deliver. So if
that's how you'll mod your cars or your trucks.
Absolutely. So let's say a city is selling goods for cheap. You can go buy them for cheap.
Are these the cities?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
So we should have said that. You're going to move through the space here. We got octagons and squares. The octagons are the different terrain. You can see in the mountainous areas, you move a little slower because these are the spaces you're going to move through. The spaces in between that were squares are the different cities. So that's how the trucks are actually going to move through space. So let's say I moved 3 from here. If we can see on camera, I would move 1, 2, 3 to that city there. So that's the city.
Because you probably wouldn't want to go this way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But see, here's a cool thing, because if I want to go over here, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through the mountains, or I could take the shortcut through the radiated zone.
I mean, that doesn't look like
doesn't look like a spot you want to be messing around with.
Yeah.
It's shorter, but you're gonna take some damage most likely going through the rad zone.
But it could be worth it.
It could be worth it also if you go mod your truck and get the rad shield. So once again, it's all about the special mods. You go
the rad shield for radiation.
Yeah,
exactly.
I got it.
Customize your truck. So let's say you add the rad shield. Boom, I'm here in 2 now instead of going through the mountains. So there's a lot of cool things like that with the terrain.
Are those permanent upgrades?
Yeah. Yep. There are some temp upgrades, like there's some missiles that are one-time shot. There's some money bonuses. You can purchase an escort that'll get you somewhere else on the board very quickly, almost like a free move type of thing.
Yeah.
So there is one-shot powers you can carry in your truck, as well as all the permanent ones we were talking about.
Right.
What are these cards?
These are some of the crazy characters you're going to be running into in the Wasteland.
Okay, cool.
So some of these are going to be found
there you go.
driving raider trucks throughout the Wasteland, and other ones you're going to be finding in the different enclaves. So you can see at the points on the corner or in the middle of the sides, you have 4 red cities. These are the different enclaves, and there's some shady stuff that goes on there and some opportunities to go fight your way out of those and get goods and do missions and stuff. Like one of the missions that can come out of the game is to go raid all 4 enclaves type of thing. Think if somebody's got a bone to pick with, the raiders in the enclaves, they're going to send you to pillage them all, stuff like that. So these are some of the bad guys, that are going to come out of that. Different defense values, different flavors.
Right. There's actually, I think, 100 unique caricatures throughout the course of the game. So they got Riccardo
Burchielli,
who's did a comic book called DMZ, I guess, which I'm not a comic book guy, as you know.
Yeah.
And but I guess he's super famous because he's awesome, obviously. And he did like a completely 100 unique characters, and they're all fantastic. And the best part too, again, with that theme, is that we're actually doing full comic intro style scenarios. So you're going to have a multi-page comic that leads you into the scenario, tells you the story, tell you what the rules are for that scenario, what you're trying to go for, and it's super cool.
So you didn't want to just do an adventure game with the theme. You wanted to actually have story and characters and stuff like that, because you keep mentioning the story and like scenarios.
So the basics of the game are going to be familiar to you as far as how you play. The objectives and the setup is going to evolve scenario to scenario, right? So like in early one, it would be pretty easy for scenario 1. You got to make some money delivering goods, etc.
The intro type scenario.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You probably were going to make you go attack some people, etc. And then the cool thing is there's different factions out in the Wasteland. There's a Republican army, and there's the Oracles, and the Utopians. So like what you can do is you can go get different jobs from them. You can go ask them for jobs for little bonuses. You might pick up a rider, like you do a job and one of them joins your truck. Or you might get a full objective
Do they become
point.
friendlies then?
In a way, because some of the jobs I'll call minor jobs where you get some swag for, running goods for them or running guns for them or something like that. But others are going to be full-on objectives. So if you think of how I win a scenario is to get like 3 of the main objective points. You're going to have the public ones we talked about, where everybody has available to them the public objectives, right? Like maybe it'd be go donate $25, to this place, or go get 3 artifacts and do this with them. Well, also through those different faction decks where you're getting jobs, you might get a full objective, and that's hidden to me. You don't know what I'm doing, but it might say do this, 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 and this for me, and then you get an objective point.
Yeah.
So that's a little hidden information and a little thing that Matt doesn't know what I'm up to. Another way to get objectives.
He probably doesn't know what you're up to.
in general, honestly.
So this is all modular. Is this a random setup, or
this is, yes.
But the 4 red
so basically
enclaves are always in the corner.
Absolutely. What you're going to do for the intro couple scenarios and for free plays, you're going to put the depot in the center. the 4 red raiders on the sides, and then the rest of the 16 ox and the rest of the squares will just randomly distribute, which is pretty cool because it gives a flavor to each time you play. You're like, okay, where's my mod shop? Where do I buy my rad shield? Where's the utopians to get some extra jobs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as the scenario evolves and you get through like scenario 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., we start to give you some setups that kind of twist the flavor of the scenario.
That's cool.
Like one of the ones we have.
Purposely putting something really far away.
Absolutely, yeah. One is called almost like we call it funny, like our Mason-Dixon line, where like the rad zones line up to almost create like a border.
Yeah.
And like we kind of separate supply and demand on one side or the other. And it's
They've gotta keep going
it's
back
hard
and
to
forth.
cross the border in that scenario, and you kind of go back and forth.
And all the raiders are back there, so they're waiting for you to attack.
Oh yeah, they're waiting.
So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with board setup like that.
I think what I'm proud of, is, I guess as the designer, is we
Probably a lot.
Oh, of course.
But yeah.
I mean,
working with me and John is what we're most proud of.
Exactly, that part.
Getting to be interviewed by me.
That would be second. Yeah.
Is that, and I guess I don't have a good term for it. Euro thrash, whatever like everyone loves to call these kind of things now.
Yeah.
Is we took, if you like on the player mat and the pick up and deliver, this is basically an action system. So one of the things you can do on here is movement, and we have momentum-based movement. So the more you're moving at once, the faster you're getting to go. So the more ground that
your engines are revved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, and you use the action mat drives all. You do basically single actions as you go throughout the course of a turn. You're all playing a single action. Everything moves very quickly. You're not really having to wait around a lot because the actions are generally very short. And what that does is it really drives you to making decisions because you have to plan through how you're going to use your action groups each time, how you're going to drive it around. And then the best part too, like I said, is at the core, there's a really good, market Euro pick up and deliver game, honestly. Like you're getting goods at cheaper prices or you're attacking raiders and getting them. But all of that's really driven into this, more, again, Amerithrash, we'll make up a word.
It sounds like the pick up and deliver. It sounds like the pick up deliver is like more than just a currency thing. It's like kind of an adventure, an experience.
Absolutely.
And what I was saying earlier is, depending on how you mod your truck and what your player powers might be, you can have a certain flavor of how you want to attack the Wasteland, right? Like maybe you want to be more peaceful. You're going to be looking for deals, like who's selling weapons for cheap, who's selling water for cheap.
You might put a lot of armor on your car.
Absolutely.
Hey, it's going to be harder to attack me.
You might load up on 2, 3, or 4 water holds that can hold food or water, right? So you're going to go find a deal, find someone selling water or food for $1 or $2, and load up on them, and then go around delivering. So that's one way to peacefully make some money and complete some objectives. While somebody else, how I usually play, I'm going to load up to bear and go find a raider truck that's hauling around what I need and go attack him, right? And that's riskier because there's a damage system where if you attack raiders and they defeat you, you're going to start damaging your truck and you're going to have to go get it repaired, et cetera, et cetera. But that's how I personally like to play.
Right.
Matt's usually the more economic, friendly guy.
I tend to be
I usually just load up and go attack everybody. I want the free goods. He's doing pick up and deliver, I'm doing pillage and deliver, right? That's how I like to go at it. So, but it's pretty cool because check it out. Back to like the hybridness of it where you can actually plan and make good decisions. If Matt goes through
bad
these
decisions.
If he goes through these decks and he starts finding some of these secret objectives from the different factions, he might be able to combo up a little. So he's going to make money doing his delivery. He might pull an objective that says like make deliveries to here, here, and here, and he's pretty good at putting that combo together. So people, if they're looking for a good game, they should be checking out Wasteland Express Delivery Service because it's going to combo that theme and that dice chucking combat and all the crazy art and all that with a really good, solid game too, right? It's not going to be overwhelming. It's very simple on the mechanic side, but some cool decisions in there too.
So this is for 3 to 5 players, right?
Yeah.
And playtime 90 minutes?
Very
accurate. Is that accurate? Yeah, that's the question you have to ask.
90 minutes. Probably a little quicker at 3, but not much longer generally.
Yeah, because the actions are almost, it goes boom, boom, boom.
And you're moving, so you're like here to here.
I'm going to move. I have momentum. I'll move 4, I'll move 5 type of thing.
So if people want to know more about Wasteland Express, what can they do to check it out?
BGG page, of course, has good information on it.
Yeah.
Go to pandasaurusgames.com.
Pandasaurus has been posting a Wasteland Wednesday, so you want to check that out on their website and on BGG. He always links to it from the BGG page. So keep an eye out on Wednesdays for Wasteland Wednesday. Wednesday. They've been releasing a lot of art and updates and different stuff as it comes in. We've got a lot of things rolling in. The graphic design clearly isn't done, so we're going to be seeing a lot of that.
Copy.
Absolutely. But the art, I mean, the art is beautiful. So as stuff comes in on Wednesdays, that's going to be your place to pick up the latest updates, as well as some cool articles about production, maybe a little background and design and stuff like that. We have all been taking turns writing articles. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it has been.
So you let him write articles?
I did.
Yeah, like 8,000 word ones about who knows
6
what.
6 good jokes and 7 bad ones.
He just recycles his jokes from those crowdfunding roundups he used to write.
So when can we expect to see this on people's shelves?
Fall. They're shooting. It'll be in stores.
This fall.
This fall?
Yeah,
yes, that's the goal.
In the stores this fall. Probably around or not necessarily.
Panosaurus gets it done.
They do.
They're like, let's do this.
Hustle.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll be able to get it at your friendly local game stores and such later this year.
Yep. So that is Wasteland Express. Thank you, Mountain Ben.
Thanks a lot.